Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. This is Coach Anthony Williams, president and founder of Connected Athletics, where we are focused on connecting athletes with other athletes, with college coaches, and helping them build their brand. We are very fortunate today to have a young, talented receiver in the class of 2022 from the Houston area here in Texas. Steph Johnson is somebody I've known and watched grow and develop and work on his craft for many years. Steph, how are you doing today?
Yes, sir. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on. There's a lot of kids that could have been on here today, so I'm just grateful for that.
Now, we appreciate your time. So obviously, Steph, we're in unprecedented times right now with COVID-19. Tell us, tell the coaches a little bit about how you're staying in shape and to work on your strength and your speed and your endurance.
So there's like a whole bunch of fields and stuff around where I live, well, where I'm at right now. So we go to the gym every day, me and my dad and my best friend, JP. We all go to the gym, we work out, we do the same things, but we just try to stay away from people. So we respect the social distancing thing. Okay. So that's pretty much, I'm doing the same work, but just away from everybody.
Yeah, that's smart. You know, I see a lot of videos online of kids working out, and I understand their grind, but we got to be safe. There's no need to work out really hard and mess with the distancing now, and then you're not able to play in the fall. So I'm glad you're being smart with that.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your academics. Obviously, you've heard me talk a lot at different events. You know that the better your academics, the more recruiting opportunities you're going to have. Talk to us about that 3.8 GPA and how hard you work to make that happen.
Well, my freshman year, I started taking a whole lot of like advanced classes and honor classes. So as a freshman, I was taking sophomore classes so I could really catch up. So I plan on my senior year, I graduate in December. And so I can go to school in the spring. So that's the whole plan. That's why I was so adamant about taking care of my grades as a freshman. So I really just work hard on my grades and stuff like that.
Okay, so you plan on being an early enrollee? Is that something you've shared with some coaches? They know that already, or is this breaking news?
No, it's breaking news. Me and my parents, we talked about it a lot, and that was like that's one of the smartest decisions, so I can go and be ready for spring.
Okay. So, who are some non-football people that have an impact on your grades? Maybe a teacher, a counselor, or a family member. Who's helped you stay on top of that?
Really just my mom and my sister and my dad. They make sure that I'm always on top of my grades. They always checking me on my grades, making sure that I get this done, I get that done. So it's pretty much.
And then as far as the SAT and the ACT, I know it's down right now, but do you plan on taking that in the fall or in the spring of next year?
Yes, I was supposed to take it in the summer, but so I'll most likely take it in August.
Okay.
I'll take the SAT in August, and then I don't know when I'll take the ACT.
Okay. Switching over to football. So obviously, everybody's seen your film. You've gotten some really good recruiting presence, some offers here recently. Right. Tell us your strengths and weaknesses as a receiver. What is it you do really well, and what are some things you're working on as you go into your junior year?
As a receiver, I feel like I'm a technician when it comes to route running. So I feel like my route running is really good, and I can get separation really good easily. And my speed is one of my strengths. My weaknesses are need to get lower when I'm breaking, you know what I'm saying? Like breaking down on comebacks and stuff like that. I just need to sink my hips a little bit more. And I feel like that's really the only thing I really need to work on right now.
Okay. Let's say somebody sees you for the first time this fall play, and they say, man, that kid, Steph Johnson, reminds me of what receiver do you pattern your game off of, either at the college level or the pro level?
At the college level, I pat my game after Justin Jefferson. I feel like we're identical when we play. So I watch his film a lot. So I try to do a lot of things like that.
Well, the thing I've noticed in watching your film and watching you develop, I mean, you're great against press and off coverage. You mentioned you run great routes. You have strong hands. But I watched your video again this morning. You're really good after the catch. I mean, you have that escapability, make people miss, get north and south, and then turn that speed on. Talk about your playmaking ability after the catch.
So actually, I started off as a running back when I was in Little League. So I was a short kid playing running back. So I always been able to be elusive and escape tackles and break tackles and stuff like that. So when I moved to receiver, I was like, I'm gonna keep this running back mentality, but in a receiver body. So that's pretty much what it is.
A big part of being a successful receiver, as you know, at the high school level and college level, is winning those 50-50 balls and making your quarterback look
Right.
good. Talk about your mentality and how when you get that 50-50 ball, what's your mentality like, hey, that's my ball. I'm going to go and make this big play for my team.
So if the ball is in the air, I was taught it's your ball. So go take it. So whenever the ball is in the air and it's a DB right there, I'm trying to go through the DB so I can catch the ball. So it's always just I'm gonna do whatever I can to get to this ball.
Okay. So, in your own words, specifically tell some of these coaches what differentiates you, what sets you apart from the other receivers in your class of 22.
Right. We have a lot of great receivers in our class. So really I just want to be the best route runner, the best technician. I want to do everything right. So I can set myself aside from the rest of these guys.
I remember seeing you last summer at the Texas camp. You and
Right.
Armani Whitfield were putting on a show as two
Yeah.
very young sophomores. Tell me about some of the guys that you respect in their grind, other receivers, either in your class or maybe younger or older, that you said, "Hey, I want to work like that. I want to be that guy." Who else impresses you either in your class or around that class?
In my class, the guys that I really respect, Caleb Burton, Armani, Jordan Hudson, Faison Wilson, all of those guys are great receivers, and we all get along. So we talk about how to be DBs and stuff like that. So I really respect those guys' games.
Steph, tell the coaches here. I've known you for a while, as I mentioned before, but you're not
Yeah,
just a
right,
guy that can catch the ball and run fast. I mean, your dad has really done a great job of teaching you the technique of the game. Talk about your mentality as a receiver when it comes to the ball being thrown at you, whether you're blocking on a running play. You seem to just enjoy being a competitor. Talk about your competitive spirit.
right. So when I was younger, my dad he was just telling me that compete for competition's sake. So it's not about how many balls you catch a game. It's not about how many touchdowns. It's just if you're on the field competing, then just compete. So that's my mentality.
Okay. Switching up gears here. So obviously your recruiting is kind of taken off here. You've gone from
Right.
a best known secret to guys that are starting to recognize the skills. Talk to us a little bit about who you're hearing from, where you've gotten offers from, and how you plan on attacking the rest of your recruiting journey.
Right. So as of right now, I have offers from Kansas, Ole Miss, and Arkansas. So I've got those in within the last 2 or 3 weeks. And so the schools that I'm really hearing from right now are like Colorado, Texas. We have Oklahoma. I went on a visit to Oklahoma recently. SMU, and that's pretty much the main schools that I'm talking to right now.
Okay. Well, you're very early in the process. I'm sure you're kind of still staying open. You've got 2 more full years of
Right.
high school. Like I
Most
said,
definitely. Yes, sir.
your academics are strong. You're going to have a lot more opportunity to get into the season. I look forward to seeing you play here this fall. Talk to me
Yes, sir.
about, one another thing that you know is important as a player is your relationship with your coach, your position coach, your quarterback coach, your coordinator, your head coach. Talk to us a little bit
Right.
about your relationship and how the importance of that relationship between player and coach.
Right. So when I moved to Dallas, I moved to Lancaster High School. So when I moved to Lancaster, Coach Gilbert, he first day I got there, he accepted me like I was already one of his own. So Coach Gilbert checks on me every day, and everybody from the Lancaster staff they just always make sure that I'm all right, and they always check on me. They make sure we're doing our workouts and stuff like that. So Coach Gilbert, great coach, and I talk to my receiving coach, Coach Harris, every day. We talk about plays, we talk about recruiting, we talk about anything. So it's not even just football with them. So it's like a real relationship.
We always talk about player and coach. There's a lot of people who are critical to your success who are non-football staff, trainers, counselors,
Hmm.
hydration people. Talk about some of the people who play, who are heroic in their efforts that maybe don't coach you from your experience.
Well, I have mainly it's me and my dad. We mainly you've been a great person in my process. You always been there for me and stuff like that. So it's really you, my dad, um, and my coaches and just all my friends and stuff that supported me and my family.
I appreciate that. So what are some of the things you're looking for when you finally do choose what college you're going to go to here in a couple years? What's your criteria looking like now? Is it distance? Is it your major? Is it the program? Is it the atmosphere, the culture? Tell us a little bit about that. What's going to make that decision?
Right. So I want to be a player where if I go to your school, I can be able to change the culture, and I want to be wanted. I don't want to just go to a school where it's like he committed here, okay, and that's cool. I want to be wanted at a school, and it's the distance isn't anything. So I want it to feel like home, basically. So I really want to feel that family feel from the coaches, so I can really respect my decision, stuff like that.
Okay. Um, let's fast forward. I always like to use the scenario. It's you've had a great college career and it's draft day, and you're back in New York and you're on the first day of the draft. Who's sitting at your table? Who have been some of the influential people in your life that you want to be there for that big moment?
Four people at the table: my dad, my mom, my sister Avery, and my brother Kobe.
I like it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Um, so what are your interests outside of, so you obviously you have your great work ethic and grind. What do you like to do in your spare time away from football? What are some of your hobbies?
I play basketball a lot, so I like to play basketball. I play the game, play Xbox, play that a lot. Um, Really, I like to relax with family if I'm not working out. I like to just chill with my dad and JP and stuff, and we just have a lot of fun.
Okay. Do you
So
like to fish or hunt or barbecue or play cards? I know you're playing games and whatnot. What else do you like to do?
I like to eat barbecue, but we
I hear
play
you on that.
we play Uno and a whole lot of stuff like that. We just a whole lot of card games and stuff if we want. So we just make up stuff really.
Okay. Do you have an idea what you possibly might major in college? Have you gotten that far? Or are you still wide open?
I want to major in communications.
Okay. And then
So
when the game is over, whether it's after a 10-year career or after college, I mean, what do you want football to help you to do? Do you want to be in communications? What kind of career are we talking about after football?
hopefully communications. So I want to get into anything in that category. So that's really what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And also, uh, my dad has a company coast to coast. So whenever he's up, I'll take over his brand, which he already established and stuff.
Okay. Being successful in football, there's a lot of adversity. Give us a story or a time, either personally or involving football, where you had to overcome some adversity.
So at first, this year I had a I got a concussion game 3 of the season. Uh, I got a concussion game 3, and I didn't get to play game 4. So when I came back the next week, we had a really tough game against Lamar High School. So when we played that game, I was still I still wasn't fully there all the way, but I had to push through it, and I had a great game that game, and it was just like I'm doing all of this for the team. So I wasn't really worried about how I was feeling. I was just being there for my team. So
Okay. A lot of great
I'm thankful.
receivers, as you know, have played the game at the highest level. One of my former teammates, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss. Is there a certain NFL receiver you're like, hey, I want to be named in that group as one of the top? Who are some of the top NFL receivers of all time that you really respect?
The best receiver of all time, in my opinion, is Jerry Rice. So my top 5 list would go Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Julio Jones, Mike Evans, and I watch Odell all the time.
Okay,
He's
all
my
right,
five.
it's a good list. Okay. Um, Tell me this. It's a simple question, but college coaches like to ask it a lot. I ask kids a lot. What's your
Right.
why? Why do you love the game of football? And what is your why? Why do you play it with the passion that you do?
I I started playing football at 4 years old, and ever since touched the field, got on the field, put on the cleats, it's just I fell in love with the game. I fell in love with playing. I fell in love with competing with everybody. The bonds that you make and being able to connect with everybody else in the football world is just it's just amazing, really.
Okay. You mentioned playing video games earlier. What games are you playing right now? You a Madden guy? You a Call of Duty? You Fortnite? What are you playing right now to kill time?
I play mainly. I play Madden and 2K,
Okay.
and I started playing Call of Duty, but I can't really. I'm not really good at it, so I stick to what I know.
Okay. What about some of your favorite apps? Are you a TikTok guy? Well, for Twitter? What are you doing on your phone to kill time during this COVID-19 environment?
I watch Netflix and YouTube a lot, and
Okay.
I get on Twitter, a lot of Twitter stuff. TikTok, I'm always on there too. Um, Instagram, and yeah, that's pretty much
Okay. So let's scenario. You got a big game coming this fall. It's pregame.
right.
What's in your playlist? What kind of music you listen to get you hyped and ready for a game?
Like, what do you mean by you like artists?
Yeah, artists
Like,
or songs or yeah, genre.
okay, so I'm pregame. My playlist would be Meek Mill, Lil Baby, Lil Uzi, and it's mainly that's the top three people I listen to. So that's all my
Okay.
playlist pregame. So
Tell me about your shoe game. I know we haven't been able to get out very much, but when you do get a chance
oh
to
yeah,
go out with family and whatnot, what's your shoe game look like? What are you rocking?
I wear Jordan ones a lot. I got like 4 or 5 pair. I wear Jordan ones. Got Vapor Max. I wear a lot of Nike shoes, so a lot of forces and ones or stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's mainly what I wear.
Another question. Obviously, your parents have had a strong influence in your life. Tell me about
Right.
people who are not your parents who have also had a strong influence in your life.
Well, I have okay, my uncle, he he's always making sure that I'm always on top of my stuff. He always making sure that I'm always eating right, I'm doing the right stuff like that. And then you have my best friend Jalen. He lives in he lives in San Antonio right now. So he always making sure I check on him all the time. He makes sure that I'm all right, and he's a basketball player, but he always is like, I need you to make it and stuff like that. So me and him been friends since we were 4, so he always encouraging me.
Talk about your interest as far as high school sports. You mentioned
Right.
basketball, baseball, track. What else are you doing outside the fall season?
Um, Actually, my freshman year, I ran track at Houston Heights. I ran varsity track, so I'm a real big track guy, and I didn't really get to run this year because of the whole COVID thing. So that's what really messed me up. So I'm really a football slash track guy. I don't play basketball anymore.
Okay. What events do you run in track?
I run the 200, um, long jump, 4x1, and 4x2.
Okay. Your style of football and how you learn is something the college coaches want to understand to maximize your talent. As you know, there are three different types of learning styles. There's verbal, there's visual, and
Right.
there's physical. Describe to these coaches how do you best learn, whether it be in the classroom or on a football field.
I'm a visual learner. So if I can listen to you and understand what you're saying, but if you show me visually, I can really get it down packed. So I'm really a visual learner.
Okay. Another basic question, but some players seem to have a hard time answering it. Why do you think you can play at the college level?
That's a good question. I feel like I can I can be one of the best football players in the country. I feel like I could compete with the best of them. So I feel like when I get to the college level and I keep developing in anybody's program, I feel like I could help them and they can also help me become a better player.
Okay. What's going to be, I mentioned it earlier, but just so the coaches understand, what's going to be if you had to put the single most important factor in which school you choose? What's that factor going to be?
The Me being wanted, not me just going to a school that's just I really like. I have to be wanted, and it feels like family.
Okay. Well, hey, you've done a great job here. In these last 30 seconds, I'm going to give you one of the things we talked about always is called an elevator speech in business. You know, you've got 30
Right.
seconds to tell the world about who you are and what you do. Here's your 30 seconds. Give us the Steph Boogie Johnson elevator pitch.
Yes, sir. So I'm Stephon Boogie Johnson, Lancaster, Texas. I play wide receiver. I'm really I enjoy playing football. I want to thank everybody for watching. And this this road, this journey is only going to get greater from here. I want to give glory, all the glory to God. I want to thank Him for giving me all of the blessing that I have. I want to thank my family. I want to thank Coach Anthony. So, Stephon Boogie Johnson again, Lancaster wide receiver class of 2022. Thank you.
Steph, you have been somebody I really admire and respect, you and the family and your grind. I'm looking forward to seeing you play this fall and looking forward to helping any way I can in the rest of your recruiting journey. Have a great rest of the day
Yes,
and be
sir.
safe, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity. All right.